The term SUV is a broad one, and it can cover anything from a Suzuki Jimny right through to a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. But what's the difference between an SUV and a four-wheel drive anyway? Well, not all SUVs are four-wheel drives. This is the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport Exceed, and it's both. During the week, it can drop off the kids at school, do your shopping, help you move stuff around town.
But then on the weekend, you can head off-road and have some real fun.
I could not do this in my Honda Civic. It's had a bit of a facelift and an interior refresh for 2020, but one of my favourite features I can't actually show you because it's hidden behind this whopping great bull bar. It's got a brand new fog light design, but through the magic of B-roll, I can show you what it looks like.
I really like this new front end. It's very now, but might look a little dated in a few years' time. The rear end is mostly the same as the previous model, but the rear lights have been shortened a bit.
Inside there's an all-new, fully digital instrument cluster that's only standard on the Exceed model, unfortunately. It's a shame it's not across the entire range. And this great new touchscreen which has full Android Auto and Apple CarPlay capability. Here in the top of the line Exceed model, you get very comfortable leather seats. In fact, they almost feel like something you might find at your grandparents' place. Nice leather touches here on the center console as well. Few scratchy plastics on the top of the door and on top of the dashboard, but we get nice leather on the steering wheel. One minor gripe is that some of the switchgear is starting to get a little bit long in the tooth. I remember I had this power window control in my Mitsubishi Lancer nearly 20 years ago. It's exactly the same.
Also up front are two USB outlets, an HDMI input and heated seat controls.
Now here in the center console is a switch that I think probably scares a lot of people and they never touch it. It's the drive mode selector.
And what do all those modes mean? Well, 2H or two-wheel drive high range is for normal road conditions. 4H is full-time four-wheel drive for rough roads. 4HLC is high-range four-wheel drive with locked center differential for rugged terrain, and 4LLC is low-range four-wheel drive with locked center differential for sand and snow.
What's a locked differential? Well, essentially it keeps all four wheels spinning at the same speed to give you a maximum amount of traction.
There's also a full suite of safety features including forward collision warning, adaptive cruise control, 360-degree parking camera, which is a huge help parking such a large car, and something Mitsubishi calls ultrasonic misacceleration mitigation system, which basically stops the car if it thinks you've accidentally stepped on the accelerator instead of the brake.
Checking out the rear. Oh, very comfortable. I like this. You can actually recline these seats back a little bit. Sitting behind myself here, I'm 190 centimeters tall, a little bit squashy on the knee room there. Toe room, not so good either. My head just touching the very top of the ceiling there. One of my favorite features of this whole car is this rear power point. I've never seen one like this in any car. Also right next to it here, we've got two USBs for the rear as well. Rear air vents at head level. This seems like such an obvious thing, but why don't more cars do this?
There's 502 litres of cargo space in the back, and you can almost triple it with the rear seats folded down. The Exceed model is also a 7-seater, which is fine for kids, not so much for grown-ups.
Its 2.4 litre turbo diesel engine outputs 133 kilowatts of power and 430 newton meters of torque, and will get you around 8 litres per 100 kilometres. Look, you're not going to win any drag races off the lights with this, but you will be able to climb up some very steep hills.
When maximum torque kicks in at 2,500 RPMs, there's no stopping the Pajero Sport going up hills.
Gone for a bit of a drive up to the Blue Mountain to really try out the four-wheel drive capability of the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. And that bounciness that I was getting on the paved roads, that lets me do this, which I have to say is a lot of fun. This is so much fun. I totally get this now. I know why people do this. The Mitsubishi Pajero Sport starts at $44,990 and goes right up to $10 shy of 60 grand for this one, the Exceed. And you get a 7-year warranty. Now that is really good value and you're getting a lot of car for the money. And like I said, this will do a fantastic job as a suburban SUV. But that's kind of like having an indoor cat. Yeah, it'll lead a happy life and it will do everything you want it to do. But what it really wants to do is go outside and climb up something very high.